Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sable Dice. I'm back for another episode today. It's going to be a tough one for all of us. We've got all of us here. Dave Friant from Nerdarchy. So, really glad you could make it today, Dave. We've got Jim Davis from WebDM, who's means a lot for you, to me, that you could be here, Jim, and PRUITT as well. The support is appreciated. And we have a dazzling deviant, Cody Lewis, tonight. My name's Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and got to read out some sponsorships today, which I'm going to give to I think the only person that can right now, and that's David Friant. Dave,
we want to, dearly departed, dearly beloved, we want to thank Dungeon Painter Studio for being our sponsor. And, of course, this wouldn't be possible. We would not be here to mourn Grindlebrew without the help of Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, of course. So, very sad, but if it's got to be sad, it's got to be Dungeon Painter Studio and Fantasy Grounds.
You're going to have to put him in the real ground.
You want to say some words for Grindlebrew before we get started? I mean, I'll start because I never got
before his time. It was so young.
We were gonna go out, and he was gonna meet some new girls, some new women. He was gonna get over Dolores, but now he's taken from us. Like Huell said, he was so young, only 850 years old. He could have lived another 50 years
easily. He's so much life. He barely got out there in the real world.
it's with a heavy heart that I hand over to our dazzling deviant for tonight, Cody Lewis. Cody.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here for Saber Dice. So, as many of you know, last week on Saber Dice, there was a bit of a rough and trying test for our brave band of adventurers. And underneath the chambers in the city of the undead, hunting down this necrotic crystal, Grindlebrew, unfortunately, lost his life. And that is right where we pick up. Gentlemen, as you go over to check Grindlebrew's body, the last thing that you saw was this sort of soft glowing light pulling up and pulling up and pulling up from his body. It turns, and a spectral form of Grindlebrew locks eyes with you briefly. And then it is ripped in a sort of stretching manner into nothingness.
No. His soul? No.
What happened? No. Huell? No.
I only know what I saw, cuz.
He was so strong. I mean, he was old, but he was strong.
His soul was so old and strong, like the mountain.
This can't be.
I mean, I've seen orcs beat on that old dwarf like a drum.
Huell's looking about. He suspects some kind of ambush or an unseen attacker.
The chamber is empty. Those spectral, ghostly-like forms that had kind of shifted and phased through the walls are nowhere to be seen. You're only left in this cold and empty and hollow room, which now feels just a little bit emptier.
Like my heart.
We can't leave him here.
No.
Oh, we can't. I'll get his shield and lay his shield out.
Yeah.
Come on, cousins. Help me put him on the shield.
Yeah, we'll help kind of probably have to like pick him up, roll him up on his side, and slide the shield underneath him.
I'll carry him. I'll help you carry him.
Yeah.
No, you get away from him, Gregor. This is your fault. He would have
What?
never left his cave if it wasn't for you.
I had nothing to do with this.
He would still be in his cave. He would have never left, Gregor. Never.
I followed you down here on my king's request to represent Vogrum, to put an end to this evil black mark.
Gregor.
I respected Grindlebrew. I wanted to be just like him.
Well, in that regard, you succeeded in many ways.
You might yet get your chance.
But it goes when he says it's your fault. It goes back. It's beyond that. Don't worry about it. You can't do anything about it. Damn it! I just can't believe that he's gone. Where did his spirit go? What was that?
Well,
I'm going to stop you guys right here
Mhm.
in the middle of this conversation. Grindlebrew, the last thing you felt was a sort of cold ripping, and it felt like it was tugging almost like on your lungs and your organs, like internally. Just it felt like it was ripping and pulling away from that specter that you were fighting with. And then you remember falling to the ground as everything went dark. You open your eyes, and around you is pure white. The light is just so bright and reflecting on everything. And as your eyes kind of come into focus, you realize that you're standing in a marbled room, a very large, grand, and beautiful marbled room with white, the purest white that Grindlebrew has literally ever seen. Tiles, marble tiles all the way down. The walls tiled up in white with these big, grand columns that are elegant but not extravagant. In front of you, several feet away, is a large orb floating in the middle of the air. Underneath of it, you can see a sort of weird pattern in the floor. And amongst the pattern that has been inlaid into the floor is a pool of red. The smell of iron gives it away pretty quickly that it is, in fact, the smell of blood. And as you kind of look closer, you see that this white, pure white orb is actually dripping from the bottom. Little spurts of blood. As you follow this path along that bisects up and further into the back, you see a sort of raised set of steps leading into some sort of maybe a bath or something like that. But the blood isn't really flowing that way. It sort of is dripping down further and back behind you and out some sort of set of doors that's too bright to look beyond. And you hear a voice. I am so disappointed in you, Grindlebrew.
Doris?
And you start to see a little bit of bubbling coming up from the pool. Again, it's kind of on a raised platform, and these marbled, tiled, square set in front of you. You can't really see much, but you can see just a little bit of bubbling red up in front of you. And it begins to kind of bubble and rise, but it's not bubbling, right? It's not boiling
Right.
like it's hot, like there's water. It looks like it's pushing itself up, and it's pushing itself up and pushing itself up and kind of morphing in and on itself.
Who are you?
And a figure begins to emerge from this pool of blood. First, you see the dark, straight, flat hair, and then the blood kind of descends down further, and you begin to make out the peaks of what looks like a really red face. And the reason you know it's red is because the blackened hair isn't holding any of this sort of red tinge to it. It's coming off like it's pure and clean, but this sort of red face and then into what you realize a cold, empty, blank mask as a woman, a very large woman, very, very tall, begins to emerge from this pool, this bath of blood. She comes out flowing, and the blood seems to drip off of her, and she walks out as though she is completely dry. Long, flowing red robes, and this sort of very revealing and almost a little risque kind of cut here. As far as the figure goes, it looks to be more of a human or elvish shape than it does a dwarf. I gave you so much, and you're right at the end, and you just failed.
Do I know you? I don't think we've met before. I've met a lot of people.
Give me a religion check.
Oh boy. Alright. I have to relaunch my fancy grounds here in a second. I'm just gonna roll
no
a d20.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Roll a d20.
I'll roll an actual dice. That's
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
What a novel idea. Alright. That is gonna be a 6.
A 6. Yeah, you have no idea who she is.
Who the hell are you?
As she emerges, she looks over and she says, "You do not recognize your savior?"
Have you saved me? Am I dead? I feel like I'm dead.
You are certainly dead. You do not recognize the halls of Velaterine? And she kind of, with this empty mask, kind of looks over and glances about, and you can kind of see this light peeking in from the windows.
I don't. Should I know you?
Who do you think granted you your divine gifts?
King Silverbane? I never really thought about it.
You kind of see her, it almost looks like she holds her breath. I am Veria, one of the 13. And I have been watching you for some time, Grindlebrew. In fact, I watched you up on that mountain. After Doris left you, all alone, after all those years, for a younger, more handsome dwarf.
I don't know about that, but...
And you sat there staring out over the mountain, hurting, writhing in anger, and it called to me. Here was a creature so wronged, so wronged. And then I gave you my gift of sweet, sweet revenge. Not that you should take Doris's life, no, that would be mundane. But that after all those years, all that pain caused from Doris, that you, who had never lived, would live a full life, would seek out adventures and do wonderful things that Doris would never imagine you capable of. Do you not wonder where your powers came from? It was me.
Oh.
The sweetest gift of revenge was for you to live.
Right, well, thanks, I guess.
And then you failed me!
Okay, you sound a lot more like Doris now.
Tell me, Grindlebrew, do you wish for your body to remain in Maz Nagrax, in the cold stone underneath the towers of the city of the undead? Or do you wish to live?
Well, ideally they'd bury my body in the dwarven halls. I've got a will all written out for the guys, so they've got the funeral and everything like that. It's all sorted. I'm going to play this great dwarven battle hymn.
They will never make it out without you. They're doomed. I mean, I don't know that they're doomed, but certainly the numbers do not seem to be in their favor.
Wait, my friends, they're gonna die too?
Yes. Because you could not live. You could not give me the revenge that I so desperately wish for.
Oh man, death is... I thought my problems would be over when I was dead. You know, I was just beginning. Yay. So you're saying that I could go give him a hand again?
Possibly. But I am not in the resurrection game.
Right, yeah.
I will need something from you, and since you are so apt to fail me on the front of my original plans, then perhaps you shall fail me no more if I give you a different task. I offer you, and she kind of pulls you over. You feel your feet pulling you up and pulling you over to this orb. And as you kind of get close to this, you actually, like, you could get a good glance at the orb, and you see this, like, shaking teenager kid in this back alleyway covered in soot. And you see him reach up and stab somebody and just drop the blade and kind of back away. Quickly, it flashes over again, and you see someone pouring something into a drink. And then quickly, the orb flashes over again, and on of these sort of violent images, or these images of sabotage. And she brings you and pulls you closer to the orb. Look into the orb. And as you peer in,
Okay.
if you do, you see those images stop shifting and focus down on one man you've seen too much of as of late. Inside this orb is Gregor. I will grant you the ability to aid your friends. They are, after all, on quite, as you call it, an adventure. They could desperately use your help. But in exchange, I expect this dwarf's life. And it shall be you that take it.
You want me to kill Gregor? I don't know about that. I mean, he's a nice enough guy.
Kill Gregor, and then your friends will probably perish below Masnagrax.
Oh boy. That is a thinker. What kind of time frame are we working on here? Have I got a year to sit down and think about this? All my big decisions I take at least a year to think about.
If you accept this offer, this, might I put it, gracious offer, then I expect Gregor to never leave the dungeons underneath Masnagrax. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not a great deal familiar, but, you know,
He's quite fond of you, this one. And you know what the best part about this revenge is? That it's always best when it is served so cold.
Oh, okay. I'll try and find a cold place to do it in, I guess.
Do you accept?
I don't want to hurt him, but maybe he just falls and slips and then my friends live. That doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, after all, he's not really much of a dwarf. He's not a patriot, so...
As you're kind of going on, she turns towards you, and she kind of towers over you quite a fair bit here, Will, as she looks down at Grindlebrew, and in those blackened eyes that are kind of behind this red mask, you can kind of start to see a slight glowing yellow intensity, this kind of glowing brighter and brighter, as she locks eyes dead in on you. Do you accept?
That's gonna have to be a yes. Please. Thank you.
Boom. You're gone. back over to the dungeons of Masnagrax. You guys are in the middle of your conversation about what you should do with Grindlebrew. And you hear a
What the fuck?
There's air trapped in the body. Air trapped in the body. I've seen this a dozen times.
No,
What do you stab it?
Guys,
Is that how we do it?
guys, no, guys,
I mean, it'll
Guys!
probably just be like Aunt Bertha. She just farted through her whole funeral. So I mean,
guys, that was a little bit of both ways there, but no, I'm fine. Guys, it's me, Grindlebrew.
Grindlebrew, you were dead.
what?
I immediately go over to Grindlebrew and start trying to pry open his mouth to look at his teeth.
Yeah.
We saw your
Your spirit?
soul
It was obliterated.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah, no, I was
We're in the fight.
totally obliterated, like real bad.
He
Oh, it
doesn't
was
have those
nasty.
vampire teeth though, so I don't think he's a vampire.
What?
Wow.
What the hell? What the hell happened?
I
How is this
it's a whole thing. Let me tell you, it's a whole thing. So I tried to die. I tried so hard to die, but
Well, you jumped in front of those attacks?
right, I totally meant to do that. I was trying to save your life, and I also wasn't paying that much attention. But I basically, man, when I got to the gates of Valhalla, or wherever the hell it is we go, there was a woman there, right?
What is this Van Halen place you speak
I
of?
don't. Well, Grindlebrew's barely got anything in religion, so he doesn't actually know much about it. He's -1.
because you weren't religious. You got your
Yeah,
powers.
exactly,
magically.
yeah,
You
yeah.
knew where they came from.
So, when we went up to Jerusalem, nothing really. I tried to get through, and there was this woman there, Saint Patrick, and she was saying, "Hey, Grindlebrew, I'm really important, and you can't go back." So I said to Saint Valentine, "All right. I mean, if I'm not meant to die, then I guess I'm not meant to die." So she gave me this bargain, right? And it's a real good one. Let me tell you, it is a real good one.
Well, that
Oh, yeah.
sounds wonderful.
It's an excellent deal. Hey, Gregor, come over here, mate.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're back. Oh my goodness gracious. And he comes running up to you and gives you a big old bear hug, kind of actually picks you up off your feet. Also, Grindlebrew, you guys all see Grindlebrew, and there's he looks fine. He looks
I feel great.
there's no scratches or cuts or rips.
I
or
feel
anything.
800 years old again.
Immaculate.
Let me tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, you seem awfully rejuvenated for having died in the realm of the dead.
I do, and there's just one thing I had to do to get all this back, and I think it's going to be great. And I'm going to stick a warhammer in Gregor's face. Just going to...
What the hell?
Gregor.
Die!
Okay, stop. That was expecting. All right. First off, go ahead and make an attack roll for me because you're gonna get this is definitely an advantage.
Die! And a red rage comes over us. Nat 20!
Okay, stop. You don't need to roll damage. He just barely got healed up a little bit with that one little tiny potion. You just rolled a nat 20 on a surprise attack to attack Gregor. Just describe what happened, Will.
Grindlebrew's face turns from his usual kind of friendly self to this dread look upon his face as he sees Gregor, and he reaches down with his warhammer and takes it in both hands and just quickly just swings it down on top of Gregor's brain as it crunches in through his skull, and he just doesn't stop. The red look upon his face kind of mist is upon him, and he just keeps hammering and hammering and hammering in, and then he jerks for a second and is like, "Oh, it's good to be back, guys. How you all doing? Does anyone need any healing?"
I look to Gregor. I look to Grindlebrew, I look over at the witness, the elf, and Grindlebrew, are you feeling all right?
Never
And
felt better, mate. Like I said, I think it's something in my skin. She used some kind of exfoliant, maybe. And, I just got those pores right out. I had a lot of blackheads before. But all sorted now, so now that's cleaned up. Yeah.
She probably used a pumice scrub.
Right.
Grindlebrew just murdered the fuck out of Gregor.
Huell can't handle this, and he eats some of those mushrooms that he got yesterday.
And like Roscoe's like beginning to spiral a bit. I mean,
Grindlebrew, what the? You just can't
What?
just murder
Roscoe,
gods, what are you doing, man?
Roscoe, you told me we couldn't do that when we came down here.
Well, we can't. Well, that's.
But
just,
he did. But he came
I
back.
understand that. That's why I'm conflicted right now.
Hey
brother.
guys, what can I say? Varia was pretty clear on the whole deal. Make sure Gregor dies. So I figured I'd just get out of the way quickly. Just sort of get it, one bang it. That's the me. That's the new me. That's the new Grindlebrew. I just fucking do it.
Well,
One bang
I
it.
don't know, because Huell.
Don't
I
give a
know
shit.
about you, but this is definitely in Roscoe's wheelhouse. Me and you can let him handle this. He went to fancy school for that.
Rothillian is holding a wand up and pointing it at your face, by the way. Just so
Oh,
you know that. Like, in your direction. In your direction.
Don't you point that at me, you twat. I'll cut your fucking head off. That's what I'll do.
Okay, everybody,
Grindlebrew, my goodness.
we are skirting really close to true madness.
Our eyes are on
Listen.
the prize, gentlemen.
We are literally in the city of the undead, and we're fighting. The living people are fighting each other now. We just need to take a breath.
We just needed to kill him. That's all that needed to happen. That was the deal with, St. Joseph or whatever. She's really happy with it now. Listen, wait. Mary Magdalene, if you're listening, I did the job. It's all good now.
Actually, what you guys are witnessing in this kind of panic and chaos here is you see, unexplainably, you see this sort of pool of energy, this sort of light, the same sort of light kind of pulling up from Gregor's body, just like it did with Grindlebrew. Obviously, it's kind of difficult to make out Gregor's head because it's literally been caved in, far beyond any type of healing that you guys might be able to do to get him back up. And it kind of looks over you, and you could see it be like, and it gets ripped away as well, Grindlebrew. At the same time, the blood and bloody fragments all around the body begin to ascend, and they sort of creep along slowly higher, and then they shoot in your direction. And they sort of cover your face, and as you guys look over, he has a bit of like really strange war paint on, and it almost looks like, how do I say this without being offensive? It kind of looks like blackface, but it's like it's covered his face in red like that, where it sort of looks like he has like almost like a red mask over him.
Interesting choice. But yes, Huell, his mind expanded thanks to the use of hallucinogenic drugs, sees the logic in Grindlebrew's reasoning. I don't see how it could go any other way, cuz.
Grindlebrew, you haven't thought this through. When you get back, Dolores is going to be so mad at you.
Fucker.
Oh,
What the hell?
I don't give a shit.
I thought we were going to resolve this through frat houses and debauchery, but not murder.
I admit, I was looking
least not
forward
when
to some
everyone's watching.
shenanigans.
Lawbringer cousin, what are we going to do about this? There's got to be a loophole,
I mean,
right?
I mean, the law is not like that. I mean,
It's Grindlebrew.
If somebody lobbies a complaint, then I would be there. I would have to arbitrate, but I'm a witness, so that's a conflict of interest. I mean, Grindlebrew,
Does the law even apply in a place like this, cuz?
Well, I mean, that's the. The law is the law. It's what keeps me on the straight and narrow, cousin. You know that.
But I mean, if you cross a planar boundary, then the law there surely can't apply here because there's a whole new set of rules. It's like being in a different zip code.
Well, it still counts. I mean, that's we're not talking about extra girls here, cousin. But
Rathilian, maybe you should examine Grindlebrew. I think this is like a pet cemetery thing.
I have no wish to be anywhere near what just happened. I believe that we should refocus on the task at hand or address this currently. Seeing as how you are all quite so fond of your associate, I believe we have more pressing matters at hand. As our good keeper said here, we are in the land of the dead still.
Should we bring Gregor with us?
Fuck him.
Will Jones, please take 1 inspiration point. Jim Davis, please take 1 inspiration point.
Sweet.
Don't mind me while I go into my class and do things.
Not at all. Well, I mean, at the very least, if you can't just leave it like that, we should at least cremate the body. So he doesn't come back and get us.
Well, he might have just cause for that. Just thinking.
That's very true.
What do you think, Roscoe?
well, I mean, he's dead, assuming he doesn't come back too, and kill Rothilian, and the Rothilian comes back. I don't know. It's just this everything's upside down right now.
You will not need to worry about that. I am not afraid of little Gregor. I mean that with respect for the dead, of course. Or undead?
I don't know.
And he kind of looks over and he goes, still dead.
It didn't seem very respectful the way you chuckled and all.
I mean no offense.
That's
But I am an elf. I have lived many, many years. Even a dwarven life to us is difficult to have the same sentiments of attachment.
This feels like my new life. I feel like I'm 1 year old again. I'm just starting again. New me. New year, new me.
Well, amen, brother. Either way, gentlemen, we have a task at hand. Roscoe, are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Be sure here. And they hands him some long bottom.
I don't do that on duty.
That's different rules, different plane, cuz.
I have to maintain my own set of rules. You know this.
I hear you.
I would join you, but I'm afraid while I'm expanding my mind, Grindlebrew might smash it out of my head.
He hands a mushroom to Grindlebrew and is like, new year, new you.
Oh!
Just like instantly pops it.
Let me go ahead and delete this token real quick. Don't think we'll be needing that. So, guys, you find yourself alone in this quiet, dark, dank dungeon.
Huell, you have any extra lamp oil from that lantern of yours?
Oh yeah, I got some, cuz.
All right, I'm gonna try and roll Gregor onto his shield and douse him in the lamp oil and grab some tinder and just light him up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much I have, but we can just use the rest of it. I also have like some torches, so that's fine.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, I want to remind you that the sword that Roscoe is carrying is like, it's ablaze at this point. Remember, it is, when you guys brought it back into the Shadow Veil, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's golden, it's glowing and giving off this sort of bright light again, without the purple tinge to it.
Yep.
Oh, so is it like actually giving off heat too?
It is not giving off heat.
Okay.
But it looks like it should give off heat. It just isn't giving off heat.
All right. Well, anyone want to say some words for Gregor? I kind of wanted to do him when we came here too, but then Roscoe convinced me it wasn't the right thing to do, and I really didn't want to like him, but he was kind of a really nice guy.
mean, he seemed all right, but he. Listen, we barely knew him, and Grindlebrew's kin.
That's true.
He like wipes blood from his beard.
True.
Roscoe, as you take a moment to study Grindlebrew with this new kind of like red war paint on his face, because of your training with the keepers, you have a fair bit of knowledge, kind of the 13 and whatnot. And you have had some formal training and education as part of that. And you are kind of putting two and two together, and you're like, okay, I remember Vedia, the goddess of revenge, one of the 13, her symbol is that red plain mask. And at first it was kind of weird to see the blood, but you're kind of putting it together, and you look over and it's very obvious to you now. He has that red mask painted in Gregor's blood, painted onto his face.
Ah, yes. You took me off guard at first. Varia. That's who you're beholden to now, yes?
I don't know. It could have been Lucifer, something.
Yeah, Varia. You got your revenge, didn't you?
Right. Yeah, that was the whole thing, But I feel a lot better for it. So it worked wonders. You guys got any revenge you want sorted out? Because we could go do that. We could go kill anyone.
You're like a magnet for really domineering women.
Thanks.
Huell looks on, intrigued.
Well, I mean, suppose somebody should say something. So, Gregor, I'm sorry that I asked for you to be on this. I thought it would be good for Grindlebrew. I guess in a way it was. But sorry I got you killed, kind of.
Gregor, I'm really sorry that I was going to try and push you down some stairs for Grindlebrew's benefit, but I saw the light through Roscoe and decided it was bad, and I got to know you. We fought beside each other. We bled together. We saved each other's lives, and now here you are. I don't know how I feel about this. Doris is going to be pissed.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to fight Doris if she finds out I was the one that asked.
Yeah, Gregor, you're a real good mate. Sorry that you had to die, but I also don't give a shit. Cheers.
Grindlebrew, how do you feel about King Silverbane?
I never really liked him that much. Overrated, I would say.
By chance is Grindlebrew's face clean shaven now?
It is not. It is not.
I'm thinking about shaving it off though.
And Roscoe will look at his cousins as Grindlebrew says all that.
Good to have you back, Grindlebrew. Real good.
All you need is some perspective, because, Grindlebrew here had any number of options available at his disposal, and of all of them, he chose the one that got him to his goal most efficiently. And I respect him for that, because it's very often difficult to see clearly what you want and achieve it. Time has a way of muddying the waters.
Yeah, always seek your counsel because you are wise, but it's going to take some time. I'm sorry.
Well,
I should just let him be,
All that being said, we are in the city of the dead. Let's get this bit cleaned up and get out of here.
Yeah.
The dwarves can sort this stuff out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's different plane, different rules.
Exactly. Oh, I should mention that, Vedia said that if I didn't do it, you guys would all die. So, I was pretty worried about that. So that's kind of why I did it as well. But mostly for revenge.
What's that? All it takes is a drop of beneficence to sweeten any ignoble act.
That's what she said.
I'm not
Literally.
really sure that's how it works, cousin, but sure.
No, it's not.
I am pleased that Grindlebrew was thinking about us in his return.
There was actually there was a pool of beneficence there actually. In Jerusalem.
Oh, well. Congratulations, Grindlebrew.
I feel like a new dwarf. Let's go.
Gesundheit.
And he
He like bowls now.
So
Struts.
you're feeling really good, but you are noticing that your party is not in
Haggard.
fantastic condition at this point. Obviously, you have the threat down here. You know that there's probably something else remaining. You did receive a warning while you guys were in Maznagrax from Vermili Dorath about some many-eyed undead creature down here. You guys have yet to encounter that. And obviously, you are still in search of this anchor, whatever that is.
Okay.
How would you like to proceed?
I'm actually feeling pretty good. I don't know about the rest of you guys though.
I'm fine because I think we just took a short rest, like right after.
Yeah, but just before this encounter,
Yeah.
I'm down a hit point.
Yeah, I'm merely scratched, but find my arcane reserves running a bit low.
I mean, I could keep going, but if cousin wants to needs a rest, you know.
We should press on. I'll
We can
be
take a
all right.
break.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can see our tokens, but I can't see the map.
I see the map. Okay.
See the map, okay?
I got some-
We've cleaned some things up because I've uninstalled a particular extension, so the map should be working for you.
Oh, I zoomed out just a little bit and it popped into view.
Bam, you fixed it. You're a genius.
How about that?
Wunderbar.
That is how I fix everything. I just hit buttons.
So, gentlemen, you are still in the dungeons underneath Maznagrax. Are you going to remain here? What would you like to do?
We got to find this thing. We got to find the
Wasn't
Gotta
there
find the anchor.
another tunnel heading north that we hadn't gone down yet?
There is.
Yes.
There's
Well,
a little bit of
Plus one going east as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a room here that you guys can see from the light kind of peeking in. Nothing is standing out. But this is where those spectral form, that kind of bigger one, approached you from.
So, Grindlebrew, are you like immune to being dead now?
I don't know. We can find out.
I would prefer not to tussle with any other ghosts or apparitions, but we might not have a choice. I don't know. This way seems as good as any, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll have Sensovera out and shedding light.
Okay,
leading
and are you going to go take a gander in the other room?
Oh,
The other area?
Sure. I'll go look in the other area right quick, see what's in there.
Yeah, so as you kind of peek in here, Roscoe, again, the light shines across and nothing. No purple glowing mysterious artifact, nothing but torturer's devices and, prongs and rods and different cages lining the wall with shackles pitted into the wall. Again, another dead end.
I will say the decorators down here aren't very imaginative.
Yeah.
Seems to have had a very particular purpose to this structure underneath.
Yeah.
So I guess, gents, we should head back the way we came, see what we can find.
Head back the way we came, and maybe take that middle passage north.
I think that's a good plan, cousin.
Yeah.
Knock 'em out.
I will follow behind in the rear to guard the backsides and not have Grindelbrew's hammer behind my head.
So who is leading? Who's leading here?
I'll go ahead and lead. So I got the sword out, casting the light.
Okay. So I'm just going to kind of move you about a little bit. I think everybody else can see. We'll just move one token so we're not just dragging everybody. If anything happens, we'll get you guys set up. But I kind of want this to be a little bit more theater of the mind as you explore this area. So as you guys continue along outside of this, kind of back the way you came, you're still presented with a few different options here. You could kind of go to this little north area, and as these walls kind of open up, you're seeing them kind of split off, and then even the light begins to peek in over here. and then you can even cut back this way. So you have several choices.
I don't even know how to describe what my map looks like right now.
So you basically you have a few different choices to the north, and then you have one more choice opposite from where you came from, kind of over to the east.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should just peek our head in and see if we can't get our bearings or something.
Yeah.
Good idea.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. So which way are you guys peeking in?
I don't know. Roscoe's in the lead.
We'll just go ahead and, since there's 3 north, let's look at the 1 east path. Just kind of
Sure.
look down there.
No problem. You peek in. How close is everybody behind you? I want to get an idea.
I would guess we're staying kind of in like the marching order that we established earlier.
Okay.
I
Again,
don't want to be too far back.
I'm in the middle.
Again, Roscoe, another dead end as this room sort of closes off into pretty much nothingness. Same continued structures. This time, a crate's in here, or really the remnants of a crate. Just kind of destroyed over the years from its own weight of gravity, and really not much else.
Okay. Yeah. It's another nothing pile in here.
Well,
I guess we go north then.
going on north.
So we said anyway.
As you head north, you got a few different options. You want to go north, left, or right?
The head poke in method.
Yeah, let's go left first.
Left, okay. So you begin to peek into this area over here, and what you notice is that the light continues on a little bit further up into another section. As you kind of flash back over here to the left, you see a small pile of bones on the floor. There's no weapon nearby.
Is there an obvious any kind of injury, or are any of the bones broken, the head crushed in?
It's really more of an assortment. It's kind of difficult to make out, but as you kind of take a few seconds to really glance over it, now they look intact.
Well, we got bones over here. So at least some action happened here at some point. I think we're going the right way. Might want to keep a lookout for traps, though.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and enter that hallway.
Okay. As you peek around in here, you see your light flickers. It's catching into the room just a little bit. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
First 4 of the night.
First
Woo!
4, baby.
That's like 2 weeks in a row. I
There it
think.
is. Yeah.
Blessed by the sod god.
You peek in, and it looks like the room is going to continue back and around into the corner.
Okay, well, it keeps going, so at least it's not a dead end. And Roscoe
That's
will
good.
just
Ba-dum-bum.
happily go on.
Yeah, if it keeps going,
Yeah, Grindlebrew
we're looking
follow
for
as
like
well.
a purple light or some indication that there's something up ahead.
So as you peek into this room, you, at the very, very, very last moment, your light is so overpowering that you don't really notice it at first. But as you turn the corner, your light doesn't quite hit all the way to the back wall, and you catch just a hint of glowing green in the corner. And at this point, guys, go ahead and position yourselves how you would like to be positioned.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and give everybody an initiative roll here
Oh
as
boy.
we jump into combat. Roll all initiatives. And so the first up to act, I'm gonna tell you this, Roscoe. You notice, you kind of hear this, like, as you turn the corner, you see the little bit of green, and you hear this, like, immediately on your left side.
Okay.
Which would give you enough time to warn people behind you if you would like.
Okay.
Oh, there's a monster. The skull.
Great.
First up is going to be Dr. Huell. Let me jump. There we go. Dr. Huell, you are first in line, first to act. What would you like to do, sir?
All right, I will bonus action.
And this is a wall, so player knowledge versus character knowledge. You can't really see into this room until you get around the wall.
Right. Okay, but we've been warned, so I will. Let's see. I'll grab myself and get up here with Roscoe. So I guess so right here where I can see around the wall at any rate. Well, Hunter mark this guy in the front.
Okay. So as you come around here, you kind of see, and I'm going to put you on an actual square here. You see this sort of like skeletal, but like just remnants of flesh. The jaw is hanging slack, and it's like as it kind of moves closer towards Roscoe. In the back, you see another figure, and it's crouching. You can't quite make out what it is, but it seems to be doing this sort of twitchy crouch as it eyes you. You can clearly see its eyes glowing back from the light reflected. And then in the very back corner, you see what looks like a skull floating in the middle air, ablaze in green flame.
Well, that looks nasty back there. But anyway, I'll pop a shot off of this guy. He's the closest to my cousin.
Yeah, fire it off.
Get away from him, ugly. And well, that's an 11.
On the zombie?
Zombie, yep.
Yeah, that's I forgot how low they are. Yes, certainly.
All right, so that is going to be a 6.
Wow,
9.
sir.
Oh,
Damn.
15. And I will grab the whip off my hip and let it fly. Oh, that's a 1, but I'm a halfling. So fuck you, zombie.
Then you roll a halfling one.
Oh my
Immediately
God.
roll the halfling one.
Oh my God, that's so good. Okay. Okay, so remind me, what is the second 6 for? What am I missing here?
Hunter's mark.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. Yeah, you fire off, and this arrow just slinks into its head, and it actually kind of seems to rip through it and leaves this big kind of gaping hole with his neck, and it looks like its head is like almost teetering off at this point as it continues its march forward towards Roscoe. And so with that will bring us over to the Flame Skull. And you guys begin to hear this, and Roscoe and Dr. Huell, you guys can very clearly see this creature in the back, and it looks like the skull has warped at this point. It's almost like it's more ablaze in the fire, and it is sort of like kind of wafting back and forth with the individual little skull in there, and it slides over here to the bottom. That will bring us over to Grindlebrew. What would you like to do, sir?
All right, I'm going to come in on the zombie number 2 down here, and Grindlebrew's going to hit him with a warhammer.
Hit it with a warhammer, sir.
Oh, baby, 23.
Yeah, that's more than 8.
It's more than that. 11 points of damage is how much I do.
I think
Nope, that's an attack roll. I clicked the wrong one, my bad. 10 points of damage is what I do.
10 points of damage, yeah. Okay. So you slam into this thing with the warhammer, and it kind of gives this like as it sticks in, but you still hear a couple of cracks of bone behind that
And
rotted, wretched smelling flesh.
do you know what else? I'm going to use my War Priest feature to, when I make an attack action, I make one weapon attack as a bonus action, which I can use a number of times equal to my Wisdom modifier, so free. So I'm just going to attack it again. Die some more! And it's just like when he was going in on Gregor before. It's a 10 to hit.
Still good.
Still
more than
gets
8.
him. 5 points of damage on the second one.
Yeah. Okay. So you slam into it. So you do 15 total to this thing. To the other one.
Yeah, number 2.
I got you. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. It's just kind of
Huell Thunderbuck.
Huell sees this shimmering green light up ahead and slavering corpses walking forward. And from where I'm at, am I able to see this zombie number 1? Or do I need to take a step back to where Rothillian is?
Yeah, you would need to see it there at that point.
I'll take a step back, and I just, he sits there, and he's going to use his wand again and see if he can't actually do something. Well, he hit last time, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He sure did. 10. I
It's
do
more than
believe it's more than 8. And Huell will get there. Ooh. But it's not a happy arrival.
Yeah, as you kind of slide over, you try to peek at this creature behind with the light coming off of Roscoe's sword. And because of the positioning around the wall, you are able to land a blow on it, but it doesn't seem to be a terribly devastating one.
It looks awesome because Huell's still hallucinating.
It looks like he just blew its head off and cross.
So is Grindlebrew. He's still
just great big glittering arcs of blood.
Roscoe.
All right. Bolstered by my cousin's amazing attacks, both of them, he's going to move up to this zombie with Sin Silver in hand, and I'm going to attack him. Oh, God. Well, it's still a hit.
More than 8.
So as long as I don't even roll a halfling 1, I can take this guy out. And then, I'm going to take a swipe at him. Wow. 5 damage.
As your sword cuts through this thing, it obliterates, just, and it almost gives off this kind of like rippling flame-like to appearance to it, as it sort of eats away the flesh as you slash across its chest, and it drops.
Okay. Just kind of take that swipe and then just kind of basically shoot a ninja roll like over it and move up on this other one deeper into the room. I have enough movement to get up to him. And then I'm going to follow that up with an unarmed strike on the white. So 24 to hit.
That's definitely going to get there.
8 damage as I kind of pop up and just like hit him right on the inside of the knee.
What type of damage is it?
Bludgeoning.
Okay. All right. And that will bring us over to the zombie, who is going to immediately turn and retaliate over here at the newly rejuvenated Grindlebrew. So he tries to slam into Grindlebrew. He has a 13. You easily push it back with your shield, and it continues to try to like push forward. And at this point, that will bring us to the white. So the white, it's going to do some fun stuff here. It does appear, by the way, that it is kind of shrieking back at sight of the sword, Roscoe, because of that bright light is like up in its face. It's sort of, but it is going.
Like that?
It is going to lash out at you with its sword. So let's do this. It actually is going to make a terrible attack against you as it's kind of taken over by this light. A 16. Follow that up, and that is going to do 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
At that point, it can it is going to kind of try to scuttle back from you, reactionary. If you'd like, you can take an attack of opportunity, but it is going to naturally react to kind of back up from you.
Okay. Well, then I will take a swipe at it. Boom.
Yeah, throw damage.
That hits. And I will slash out. Oh, so close. 8 from the sword.
Okay, that brings us over to, and it seems to have a pretty significant effect, and it sort of glows bright around the flesh where you cut through to it. And then that will bring us over to Rothillian. So let's do this. Pruitt, tell me what Rothillian is going to do.
I think Rothillian is going to move into the room behind Dr. Hill just to
Okay.
get a better look at what's in the room. But probably wouldn't move any further in. He'd want to keep someone in front of him. So he probably still only sees the white, correct?
At this point, he no, he can see the flame skull as well.
Okay. Him being an experienced wizard, would he know a little bit more about that than the average person?
I would say certainly yes. I think that he would be studied in this in the magics of undead.
All right. Well, he will unleash a hellish attack spell on the flame skull.
Okay, what kind of attack? We're looking at doing a scorching ray, magic missile. He
The
doesn't even
magic
take-
missile.
Yeah, he can
He
fire
wants
off.
he wants to hit this thing.
He knows how hard it is to target. Yeah, so those are going to go ahead and roll damage. Those are going to automatically slam into this beast.
How many? Just a first level spell?
Depends. Do you want to use a higher level spell slot?
Nah, we'll just do a first level. So it's gonna be wow, crap.
That's
damage.
pretty rough.
Yeah, so 7 total as 3 very tiny little bolts of energy.
He sort of reacts and fires off the magic missiles. They land, but it's actually difficult here. Give me 1 second to look at something. Yeah, they just slam into this particular. They slam into this flame skull. That brings us back to the top of the order. Dr. Hill, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, let's see. Oh, bonus action.
Okay.
Move my mark to the zombie.
Okay.
Pardon me. Freaking pollen is killing me this year.
So you're gonna move all the way up to the zombie?
So I'm just gonna, well, I'll just move my mark. All I have to do is get behind Grindlebrew
Okay.
and lash out above him with the whip.
Yeah. Slash into this thing.
All right, old timer, I'm here to give you a hand. Although you seem quite fierce.
Oh, I'm having fun.
It's significantly more than its 8 armor class.
Yeah.
And
so 8 points of slashing damage.
yeah, you crack off this whip, and it actually needs to make a little saving throw here, which it certainly does. And so you slash into this thing, and you can kind of see it like split into 2. It actually goes all the way down a sternum, kind of across the chest, and a bit of it kind of falls off. But with its one arm, you see it kind of pull and is continuing to try to grab on and bite Grindlebrew as it's continuing to move towards you.
Are you sure? I would have definitely used the head ripper move, and its head probably would have popped off and landed in its arm.
I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure the zombie is continuing to grind and try to gnaw away at Grindlebrew here.
No, I agree. I would just like to see him do it with his head in his hands.
So is there anything else you want to do?
Nah, that's it.
All right, now it is going to come over to the Flame Skull, who is going to fire off an enormous spell as it kind of looks up and locks eyes with Rothillian.
Rothillian counterspell.
Yes, he can. I remember we talked that he had counterspell.
Yes.
And he would like to counterspell what's about to happen.
Profitly
Fire
thinks
off
about it.
this, and you guys can start to see this sort of glowing. And again, the creature's really hard to see, and is going to fire off a spell. At this point, Rothillian is going to quickly react, and rip away the magic words in the Flame Skull's mouth. Good call, Jim Davis.
That's why we came Pocket Archmage.
Grindlebrew, it's your turn, sir.
Alrighty, let's give this guy another whacking, because it's fun. I think Grindlebrew's just into the hitting people now. Like after he's killed Gregor, he's like, I want to do that again.
Fucking smash into it.
Got him!
He's got 1 life and 8 AC, man. All right, so let's see if he makes a save.
Nailed it.
Yeah, he does not even a little bit. Yeah, so you just obliterate this thing that has grabbed onto you and was kind of pulling itself closer to towards you with the few muscles left in its arm. It is obliterated. You can move it still if you'd like.
Absolutely. Let's get towards him. 5. Yep.
Just
Oh, wait.
smash
Yeah.
down into this thing, turn, and then charge in with your warhammer towards this flaming skull that's floating in midair.
Brains
Huell,
in his
you're up.
beard. Love it.
Well, I'm suitably impressed, Rothillian. We're sure are glad we have you along, as Huell tucks between his legs to see what's going on over here. And Kent, from his vantage point, just kind of like tucking around the corner, looking over Braso's shoulders, can we see the room?
Yeah, you have clear view of the room now.
Okay. He is going to zap that flame skull with his wand of his wand, which is his ray of frost spell.
Okay, is that attack roll?
Yeah, correct. It is
You
19
can make
to hit.
that. You can make that at disadvantage, please, sir.
Okay. Was it 19 for the first one and 12 for the second one? 12 hit.
The 12 does not hit
Okay.
the armor class of 13.
Then I scoot back around the wall.
This seems to be a recurring theme
Love
here.
that sound.
with Huell.
He's small.
Hi man, how y'all doing in there? All right, fire off. All right, I'm out of here.
See you, man.
Miss. And then leave.
Fuck that.
Roscoe, you're up, my man. You got
oof.
2 very valid targets in front of you.
This guy's casting spells, but Grindlebrew's on him. I've already hit this thing. Roscoe's gonna keep his eye on the prize, and he's gonna move up and corner this white, and unleash the hell that is Sinsovere. It's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Boom! Starting out with
Wow.
14 damage.
Jesus. Okay.
Is he still up?
Buddy, he's toast. You just dusted this white. You can describe how you cut into this thing.
530. Yeah, I mean, he just runs full speed, and like he sees maybe this thing's about to take a swipe at him. He just like rolls and then comes up right between the thing's legs and cuts him in half from about the stomach down.
And it sort of splits off in that sort of glowing sinew that's left, and then kind of just slops down in different directions.
35. Oh my god.
Are you gonna be able to go punch this flame skull?
Yep. I used 15 feet to get over there, and I have 20 feet left. So yeah, basically just like swipe down. This thing comes off. He looks and just like martial arts runs across the room. And then
Well played, sir.
I'm gonna come up and just flurry of blows this thing. This is the last enemy in the room, and he doesn't. I don't like skulls by themselves just out in the open. So
13 AC, bud.
it's a 14 to hit with the first one.
Disadvantage.
Oh, right. Try that again. Boom, that's a hit.
Certainly.
So that's going to be 8 damage, and then
As you kind of knock into the first one, the sort of blurriness of the flame skull sort of dissipates, and you can clearly see it moving forward.
hey there, buddy, and then just like punch him again. Ah!
Oh, you actually miss on the second one.
Oh well. And that's it.
That was bludgeoning, I believe, correct?
Yep. Oh wait, no, I already did that.
Rothillian. Will Jones, give me Rothillian.
What do you want from me, Cody? I remember us doing this last week, and it's about 1:30 a.m. and my brain just stops working.
That's why I said Will Jones, and I didn't say.
All right, Raphilion moves. He moves here, and he casts a spell of shooty death at the flame skull, depending on.
All right, he's going to pull out his wand and fire off Scorching Ray.
Exactly what I
That's
said.
this thing
Yep.
here. So give me 3 attack rolls.
Okay, so you have a modifier?
+7.
+7. Alrighty. First one, 23.
More than enough? More
14. Oh,
Natural
20.
20.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
I'm on fire.
Roll me 8d6.
Holy. I would love to. Can I pick up more? Okay, maybe I can. There's probably a way of doing it. But 18 plus 12, 30. Math. I was very happy with myself when I figured that one out.
Yeah, Rothillian comes up. Give me what does Rothillian say when he casts the spell that completely disintegrates this flame skull here?
Bad. Undead.
You're quite bad.
He's like Jim Davis's intro last week. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
Tally
very
ho.
close to Pruitt's. It's very close to Pruitt's impression of oh my god, I can't believe I just drew a fucking name on that. Anyway, or blank, whatever. How do you
Are you all right, Cody? Do you need to call
Welcome
911?
to my world.
Cody, do you need to call 911?
Having a heart attack. What's going on?
Black and white guy, money at the bank. Pruitt, help me out
Smell
here.
burnt toast.
Are you fucking kidding? Who do you impersonate all the time? Black
Jimmy
and white
Stewart.
movie. Thank you.
Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
All right, let's stop gaslighting Cody.
Fuck it. All right. Gentlemen, with that, the room falls silent. Roscoe, at your feet, and Grindlebrew, you guys both notice this because you're sort of standing here at the remnants of where this floating skull was. It is sort of broken apart and crashed into the wall as these flames just shot out with these rays of fire and blasted into this thing. Amid the rubble is the sort of blue gem that was, I guess, inside of this flame skull.
Huell is not paying attention to any of this, and he's just like tripping balls, high on adrenaline, and he's like back there behind the thing. He just goes, "New year, new me," and runs out from behind the wall, blasting with his ray of frost at where he thinks the scorching ray is.
and Grendel like joins him. He's like, "New year, new me," and just starts like hitting shit.
I tell you what, give me. All right. Roll me a D10. On a 1, you're gonna blast Grindlebrew. On a 2, you're gonna blast Roscoe. And
10.
Yeah, you blast way over the top of everybody's head.
Yeah, just way over the top.
The hell?
He's just
I'm
and he's just
envisioning
running.
Steve Buscemi
He's
in an asteroid.
Cousin, Jesus Christ, Rothillian killed it. What is going on with this group?
Easy.
I'm trying to keep his family together.
I think we got to get out of here, cuz
Oh.
something's going on.
Oh, that was fun.
I mean,
Yeah, you ate those damn mushrooms.
Let's do that again. Let's find the next room.
Mushrooms.
Come on.
Cuz, and Huell pops another one.
Let's go. Grendel like goes into his hand. Let's go to the next room. Come on. Let's find more creatures.
but what, like Roscoe's just pointing at the thing on the ground. Like, isn't this what we need? Is this not what we need?
Oh.
Did you say like a blue something falls on the ground?
No, we just ignore the loot. Ignore the loot.
A small
Grindlebrew.
fell onto the ground.
I think we did it. Hang on.
Grendel and Huell are going to be politely asked to leave the city of the dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think is what's going to end up happening. Just take these guys and don't bring them back.
If you guys don't have inspiration, you have inspiration now.
you already gave them inspiration.
I know. Well, they didn't use it. So, yeah, there's a small blue gem. It is not glowing.
Oh.
It is not radiating any type of light.
Roscoe will walk up and just kind of like tap it with the sword that he's holding. Most things here don't react too well to bullets, to this sword, and so
Nothing happens.
He'll pick it up.
Yeah, you pick it up, and
Which is fine, cousin.
just looks like a little blue gem.
Well, it's a blue gem. Maybe it's not what we're looking for.
I think we need something. We're looking for purple glowing fire, right? Isn't that that's like been the hallmark of everything we've done so far?
Yeah.
Purple lightning, purple fire.
All right. Well. Oh well. And he'll just kind of put that in his pocket and move on. Well,
I don't believe that was it. No, perhaps
Why do you,
we should continue on in the dungeon.
I think that's
I
a good
agree.
idea, but why do you think that skull was carrying that gem around? I mean,
yeah. Do they just poop them when they die?
I'm trying to do an NPC voice here, guys.
It's like in fucking
They
Minecraft.
just fucking poop.
was that part of its animation?
It's a wolf. I got 3 rupees. Like, no, that's not
It's
it.
a fucking creeper from Minecraft.
No, Rothillion will ask to see the stone. If you want to hand it
Oh,
over to
okay.
him.
Here you go.
He holds it and goes, "Oh yes, I know what this is. It's store spells." And he tosses it over to you, Huell. You ever seen one of these before?
Huell looks at it.
It's a lapis lazuli. I guess that's how you say it. It'll store a level 1 spell. Currently, and you can feel it. Let me ask you this. Do you have magic missile?
I don't.
Oh, well. Then it has a spell in it.
Okay.
It has magic missile in it. Basically, it works. It'll store 1 spell. You can spend some time storing a spell in, blah, blah, blah. And currently, it has a 1 charge of magic missile to it, which you can use an action to cast.
What is it, like a moonstone that orbits my head, or?
No, it's just a stone you got to hold on to as part of like in place of a focus.
You might be walking around. Oh my god, it's circling my head.
Yeah, he was just.
I would trip him out, man.
He uses mage hand to make it circle his head. No, he'll tuck it away in his belt pouch.
And with that, gentlemen, the halls underneath Maznagrax have fallen quiet once again.
What do you think happened to that rumbly thing?
I don't know. I don't like it though.
It's quiet, too quiet.
Well, let's get moving before he looks over at Huell and Grindlebrew and like, hopefully they're out of mushrooms soon.
I forget how many I
Oh,
have.
look, here's some. It's just like picks shit out from the dungeon floor.
Jim, you can roll a d4. That's about how many servings you got left. All right, gentlemen. So, give me marching order. Let me know what are you guys doing here. Give me some ideas.
I'll take the lead again, and we'll go to the very next entrance, the one heading due north.
Okay.
Huell's like right behind Grindlebrew, like drumming on his shoulders.
Yeah. He's like conquering through.
So, I'm gonna.
This is so bad.
Literally, this is
Not
why
that,
I died
not
last
that
time.
I don't think that exploring these is very important. I'm just going to tell you what's about to happen as you continue to head north. Roscoe, as you continue to head north, you peek into several small cells. It basically looks like little prison cells that have been set up. Individual smaller chambers, but this whole section up to the north, as you kind of are, sweeping your sword across back and forth, doesn't seem to bear much fruit.
All right, we checked everywhere else, guys. There's only one path left. Let's take it.
And so, with Sensilver in hand, you're going to, I assume, continue along until you otherwise tell me something different.
Yep, gonna head east.
And so, up in front of you, the stairs seem to raise up to a little bit of a platform. And as you kind of peek back behind you, the rest of this section continues to be these small cells, and you can see them pretty obviously. They actually have barred off sections at this point, almost like you're entering more of a gel-like structure, or someplace to actually house people instead of just purely torture them. And you continue along until the path breaks kind of up and back to the north, or continues along a bit here to the south. Again, it kind of cuts back. What would you like to do?
Let's see. Which way haven't we gone? Well, we go up there. That one up there, but that's got some good mushrooms up. And Grindlebrew's going to start, like, racing off to the north.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Come on.
Roscoe, you kind of feel like your sword is
Let's go.
humming at this point as you continue further east in the dungeon. It's almost like humming to you internally. I literally have no other way to describe it, and you're going to laugh at me, but it's kind of giving off this hum, like it's vibrating inside your head, like one of those old school suckers with the music attached to it that was quiet when you put it in your mouth, you could literally hear the music. It's kind of giving you that sense where it's vibrating through your body and into your head, kind of giving off this slow little, and it's starting to kind of get stronger and stronger as you move in this direction.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think we're going the right way. My teeth are on edge.
As the light from Sensover peeks over and into this next area, it immediately bridges off kind of and goes further north.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, Roscoe.
Sure. 14.
You think you saw something move up ahead.
And he like throws a hand up, like turns around. He's like, "There's movement."
And you do realize that your sword is peeking enough light into here to see. So if there is any type of movement, that there's no level of surprise for you.
Yeah. Then Roscoe remembers that, and I will go right into the room.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to jump into initiative again. So let me load everything up.
Oh, good.
Oh joy.
I don't know how much you guys can see.
It's a moment of anticipation and fear before the DM reveal. Oh, there it is. Yep.
I don't know how much you guys can see, but anyways.
Not bad enough.
And in front of you are 3 skeletal warriors. So let me get initiative going for everybody. And I'm going to move you to the front of the initiative, Roscoe.
Okay.
Let's do this here. Slide Roscoe up. Why are you not sliding? You're not sliding for me. Slide up, buddy. Just give it a little slide. A little slippity slide. Maybe I can just change your number here to like 30.
Dip, baby, dip.
Did that work? That worked. Okay, fantastic. So that brings us over to Roscoe first. Roscoe, you're up, and I'll let you guys position your tokens behind Roscoe, however you think it would feasibly be before he busts into the room. All right, gentlemen. So we are going to turn, and at this point, Roscoe, as you come into this room, you see these 3 skeletal figures. You also notice something very, very obvious to you, that there is a purple hue bouncing off of this cage up here to the north, and it seems to be kind of coming from a little doorway just below that.
Oh, we got light. We got the purple light. I think we're almost there. And he runs to that skeleton right in front of him to attack him.
You said not to go towards the light earlier.
Well, that's when you were dying.
We had an AC 13, bud.
Now that you're dead, it's fine.
Sweet.
All right.
More than enough.
Hit with Sense of Error. Starting out with 12 damage.
You slash right across this thing and dust it.
Oh, as in like it's dead?
You disintegrate this thing before it even moves. As you kind of come into it looks like it tries to hiss, but there's no vocal cords, and it reaches up to claw at you, and you just come up and just clean swipe it right across its chest.
Yeah, so basically I just ran up and like kicked off the wall and came across its chest and drop it and just go into a sideways roll. And I can make it across the room to this guy. And I'm gonna pop up, and I literally dropped you right on the token. Oh, these tokens aren't showing up. Never mind. That's weird. Well, no, when I hover over it, normally
Yeah, I think I know what's going on. Let me delete this top token. There you go.
No, it's all good.
That worked now?
Yeah, so I roll over there and pop him right in the hip with an elbow for 6.
Yeah, for another 6. Is this bludgeoning?
Yep.
Okay, and yeah, you crush right through several rib cage on this thing, and it kind of turns back like it's still on its feet. That will bring us over to Huell. Huell, what would you like to do, bud?
I'm so used to going so far back in the initiative order.
You rolled very, very high.
I suppose so. Huell, he's got his wand out, and he is rushing forward with what's his name? Right behind his cousin. Don't worry, cuz I got you back. And he,
You got 1 HP, bud.
I rolled a dirty 20.
You're gonna frost the crap out of this thing.
4 damage.
Beautifully done, Jim Davis.
That's my spell effect noise.
He pulled out the wand and everything. Fucking great. All right, so that brings us over to up to Dr. Hill.
All right. Let's say I'm all the way back here somewhere. So, how far away are we actually? Were we just outside of the room?
Yeah,
or-
you're just outside the room.
All right. So I will move on this last skeleton.
13 AC.
All right. Whip and short sword. So that's a 15 with the whip and the short sword. Oh, get my money's worth on that halfling ability.
Yeah.
So
2 hits.
2 hits. Oh, 9 and 7.
Yeah, you come up and absolutely destroy this skeleton. I mean, you
3
just
foot whirlwind of doom.
y'all just obliterated all of those skeletons very, very quickly. And so that will bring us over to Grindlebrew, who doesn't have very many targets left in this room.
Well, there's no undead. Oh, there's one up there. Oops. Let's see. 1, 2. Well, I guess I'll just dash.
Do you have a light source on you, Grindlebrew? You won't need one, actually.
Probably don't need one. No. Yeah, I got
You
my.
won't need one. So let me open up this for you since you see this.
Okay.
As you come around the corner up here, you see.
Holy fuck!
New year, new me.
Bye.
So what you see? I'm sorry. It's too funny for me. This is way too funny.
I've been
for me.
trolled so
It's just way too.
I've been wrecked.
Fucking Dash was like.
Bring me back from the dead just to fuck. Oh my God.
I mean, you know.
Holy
All right,
shit.
so. Anyways, from behind the skeleton, as you kind of close in on it, you rush around the corner to engage. You kind of can quickly see the skeleton just a little bit coming off of the light from Sinsover. And then as you turn the corner to get a big glimpse of this purple lit up room, in the back, you see this very, very bright and kind of glowing cube-like structure. If you've watched the Avengers, it kind of looks like the Tesseract, kind of like that like big solid cube purple energy thing. And it's giving off this big bright purple light. But in the shadow of this purple light is this sort of floating creature that and he comes up and he's got these big low hanging stalks, and you can see in the silhouette of this thing missing chunks out of the stalks, and they hang limply and lowly, and the eye turns over to you and you catch it in just enough light from Sinsover to see it glossed over and milky, and a rank stench just assaults your nose. That brings us to the skeleton, who, while you are kind of caught up in this oh shit moment, is going to turn and just and slash out at you. And it is going to do so with it's actually going to do so with a short sword. I have a whopping 11. Woo! And so you react just in time to just be like, oh, and get your shield up and kind of bang it back. You actually snap to so hard and fast that you knock it back 5 feet. And that's all that it's going to do because skeletons are lame. But this big beholder-like floating creature is going to lock in on you. So the first thing it's going to do, go ahead and give me a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, please, sir.
I don't think I've made a con.
It's been fun having you back.
It's been a great time back, let me tell you. Oh, no, there it is. Bye.
You right after you knock this thing back, and you can see it actually kind of skitter down and scrape along the floor from the skeleton. You feel every muscle in your body just lock up, and you kind of realize that you're left in this big open position with your shield arm way out, where you've knocked this thing back, and you are kind of looking over to the side, and you are just completely paralyzed. So you'll be paralyzed for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. All right.
Vinny, I'm coming back.
And that brings us over to Rothillian. So I don't believe Jim Davis has had a good chance with Rothillian yet. Give us an idea on what Rothillian's going to do, Jim Davis.
Well, Rothillian is gonna get his caboose in gear and move up into the room. See that Grindlebrew has been paralyzed, I guess. And gosh, I really feel like putting a wall of fire around that door just in front of Rothillian, facing away from him. It's kind of what I want to do. That's an evocation spell. Oops, what did I do? I closed something.
I think that you could certainly do that.
All right.
So you want to put it? Give me. I don't quite understand where exactly you're putting it.
You see the my.
There you go. I got it.
Yeah, that's where I want. Yep.
Yeah. And so Rothillian immediately runs around the corner, sees Grindlebrew locked up, and just immediately realizes something much stronger is there, lights it up in flames, and now you guys can very clearly see everything going on around you. Back to the top of the order. Roscoe, what are you doing, buddy?
Well, I was about to run in that room, but now there's a wall of fire.
Now there is a wall of fire, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to move up to Grindlebrew and try to drag him to the left of that door so he's out of the door frame.
Okay, he's big, he's heavy. I think you're certainly strong enough to do so. The only problem is that there's kind of a cage there. So I will let you drag him at half your speed.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to try to pull him like straight back. I only have 5, 10, 15, 20, 15 feet of movement left. So I'm going to try to pull him just back away and around the cage as far as I can.
Okay, so
Get him out of there.
I will let you move him 10 feet. I think that's probably what you could do. You could run up, grab him, and try to drag him back about 10 feet. But he's heavy. It takes a bit. You can't just run all over the place. But you've certainly pulled him back from that doorway.
Yeah. Cool.
Huell, what would you like to do, sir? Am I hearing something?
I unmuted him. There you go. No, he then muted himself again. God damn it.
Jim, you're muted.
Okay, there he is. He's back.
I am going to
cast mute
to roll the damage that the wall of fire would have caused, and then that's what I want to do first for Huell.
Okay.
Or not necessarily for Huell, but just do it. So both of the looks like the creature, for some reason I can't share this spell, but they're both of them are within 10 feet of the wall and would need to make a save versus whatever Rothillian's
a dex save?
Yes.
And it's 5d8 fire damage?
5d8 fire damage.
Jeez.
Okay, and Grindlebrew is going to need to make this as well.
It's only on one side.
Oh, it's only on one side? Let me double check this here.
Right.
Yep, one side. I see it. Duh. Which edition are we playing? All right, so let's
5.5.
Right? Dude,
Right.
Make a reflex save. Okay. So it is going to make a
saving
massive
throw versus spells.
That's
Holy
tough.
shit.
That is tough.
Natural 20 from the beholder. I
Ooh.
don't know if the skeleton is going to be quite so lucky. Let's see what that comes back as. It's not. And so
Not so much.
it is going to obliterate the skeleton here.
All we are is dust on the wind.
Tears in the rain.
All right, so
Like tears and rain.
and now what would Huell like to do?
All right, so Huell is going to take advantage of the wall of fire and gonna snipe at the beholder right here, or this gross bag of grossness.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Ray of Frost, baby.
4.
Great big nine. It's that sod 4.
Bam.
That's sod 4. So elegant with your Rothilian damage.
Soddy 4.
Where they at, Poe?
By the way, Jim, remind me because I don't remember. I think do you have one portent left? Or
I
did you
don't.
use them both?
I've already used it.
Okay.
I have no portents left.
I know. I remember you using one. I don't remember if you used both.
Yeah.
Dr. Braso Hill. You still don't know what's in the other room, but obviously people are freaking out and panicking, and
I
Grindlebrew
see a
is not
huge
moving.
wall of fire.
You see a huge wall of fire. What are you doing?
What is going on? Combat roll over here.
Dun, 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 dun,
Through the
dun,
wall of
dun.
fire, sees this monstrosity. I will bonus action to Hunter's Mark him, and I will say hello to my little friend with the crossbow bolt. And that's a 20. Dirty.
20 is certainly enough to get there.
All right, and that is going to be 7 and 1, whopping 1, and then I will just duck behind the wall here. That thing is really freaking ugly.
And you can kind of hear still like kind of hissing and coming back from this back room. Grindlebrew.
City of the Dead, they have no standards.
I'm paralyzed, right? So there's not much I'm going to be doing.
Not much you can do, but you could make a
Con saving throw?
Constitution saving throw.
TG14, I swear to God.
I'm not laughing at you.
See, what I want to point out is in our chat code's like, go north, and I'm like, sure, let's go north, and then
Alright, so at
Yep,
this
that's-
point we are at the Beholder, so I think I need to do one of these first.
it's funny because I think Grindlebrew now really wants to get at him, so he's like, let me at him, I just can't move.
This thing smartly slides down and locks eyes with you, Roscoe, and kind of fires off a beam.
If I was a what, sorry?
Array. Give me a
Okay.
DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, my monk.
Okay. Ha-ha! Yeah,
Very well done, sir.
Excited to...
I passed. I was just like, well, this is it, guys. Start attacking Grindlebrew now.
And let's see, it's going to continue to move. So it moved 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What's the movement on this thing? Is it 30 or is it fly is 20 actually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the end of its turn. Rothilian. The only person I don't think has used Rothilian yet is Mr. David Friant of Nerdarchy fame.
All right. Rothilian is going to he's gonna, you know what? He's gonna reserve some of his resources. Come on over here. He's gonna hit with the chill touch. Not the chill, yeah, is it chill touch? Yeah, chill touch. So whatever that does.
Chill touch.
I think it's a spell
I
attack.
believe it's a ranged spell, is it not?
I believe it is.
It's a ranged spell attack, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to do that at a +7. So go ahead and roll a d20 +7. You're
All
trying to
right.
get an AC of 15.
That's a
Oh,
natural
what?
one, and he is
Not
a I will give my inspiration, and be like, "Hang in there, old chum."
Nope. Not using
Ready?
inspiration. Inspiration's before the roll, sir. All right, that brings us
Okay.
over to Ross. Wait, does Rothilian want to move away from the wall? I'll let him. Or y'all can leave him there as a soft target. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I think he's
No,
got
he's
some
probably
movement.
put back over here.
Yeah, I think he's smart enough to move out.
He's pretty smart. I think that's fair. I kind of just wanted to see how bad you guys were going to metagame that. Yeah, attack Rothilian. Disintegrate him. Roscoe, you're back up. You're dragging Grindlebrew back. What would you like to do, sir?
Let me at him, Roscoe, let me at him.
He just-
He can't move, he's like dead
not
still.
actually at
Come
the-
on!
I've
So
got
just
to
pick
fucking
over.
kill him!
Just holding him so he doesn't fall over.
Yeah, it's like a statue.
It's really awkward because you're pulling him back because you're so low, but his knees haven't bent at all. It's just completely straight, and it's like dragging his boots across. He's locked in.
Okay, well, so I'm going to pull, in that case, this round, I'm actually going to pull him kind of further south out of range of the beholder. So I'm
Okay.
gonna move down to like
10 feet to get you there.
here. Yeah.
And you can
then
just kind of drag him around.
just kind of just drag him down to here. And I know I'm off. There you go. So yeah.
Are y'all noticing me correcting you guys? Just like leave your tokens in the middle. All right. Huell, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, I don't know that I have much in way of my spell repertoire that will help in this situation, being mostly defensive oriented right now. I think that Huell's going to reach into his belt pouch and kind of move over here to where he can see it and grab a hold of the gemstone and use whatever spell is in it.
Yeah, it's a magic missile.
Okay.
Fire it off. So throw them D4s.
7.
10? Is it 10?
Yes, a 10.
Yeah.
Not 7.
10 is
10.
10. Boom, boom, boom. And kind of thump and thud into this Cretan.
That was 1, 2, 3. He's gonna discretion is the better part of valor and dart back.
All right. And so that brings us over to Dr. Braso Huell.
All right, let's see. So, Braso Huell will roll out of his cover and then take a shot. You ugly bastard.
Get him.
So ugly.
Oh, yeah. More than enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely. It gets there.
That'll get you fully there.
And then roll right on back.
100% there.
Solid.
God damn.
Yo, I just want y'all to know he's been kicking y'all's ass all fucking campaign. All right. Grindlebrew, give me that save, bud.
That's fine.
I'll
He's
think
a
about it.
ranger type character. Like,
Cody.
There it is. Boom.
Can I get an award for that?
there we
Grindlebrew,
go.
You at the end of your turn, obviously, and you can move again. And cuss and yell or whatever.
Ah, got him! Just in time to get hit by the next ray.
Okay, gentlemen. So let's do this. Somebody roll me a D4.
No.
A 1. Okay. So this is going to move 5, 10, 15 feet and lock eyes with Rothillian.
Oh shit.
Actually, he's going to move to there. He's going to lock eyes on Rothillian, and he is going to. Rothillian needs to make a save, so I don't have that pulled up. Let's do this. Rothillian is not
That does
going
not look
to
good.
make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw with a 9, and so he is going to lock up in place.
Should have min-max take that resilient con.
Yeah, well, as he does that, I believe he's going to lose concentration when he becomes paralyzed. So the wall of fire is going to be put out. All you guys see is this thing sort of floating over. And then suddenly Rothillian is not moving. And the flames disappear. And the crackle is gone. It's got no crackle. It's got no pop. Rothillian's going to make another save.
No fire. I got no fire.
And he's absolutely going to make that save. So he immediately snaps back. I don't have something cheeky to say here. PRUITT, help me out.
I got nothing, man. Sorry. You
All right, well, it's your
Stickless
turn, so-
script, script, guys. Come on.
Way to be a team player, buddy. Rothillian's also going to slide out of the way.
25,
Roscoe, you're up.
35. Oh my god. I love monks. So 35 feet. I see the fire disappear.
Yes, it's gone.
Finally. And then he like sprints in and runs right up to this thing. And unleashes bloody hell.
Dun, dun, dun,
You got an
dun,
AC
dun,
of 15, my friend.
First attack, it's going to be 17 to hit with Sense of Air. Dropping 9 damage, and fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and use a key point to Flurry of Blows. Second attack is a 20. That roll that double damage, 8 damage. last attack is
19 and gets there, my friend.
And just he comes in just slashing and punching and throws a fucking jump kick right in the thing's mouth. And he's almost losing composure a little bit because he senses that this is it. We're finally here.
You do some serious damage on this thing, and as you come in, you with that initial slash and just kicking and punching and everything like that. Where Sinsilver has slashed into this thing before the follow-ups, it leaves this pretty significant gash, and again that sort of burning light, the humming as you've moved into this room, and the sword is in literal eyesight of this artifact. It is screaming at in your head right now. It is just and just giving this huge, incredibly loud hum, blurring everything out. You are not going to be able to communicate with the rest of your party members at the moment, or you're not going to be able to hear them. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was.
Huell, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, Roscoe's run in there. Huell's going to use his last second level spell and is just new year, new me, and runs up.
Get him!
And he gathers up the threads of fate and weaves his curse of unluck at this vile, undead vileness. Here we go. That is a failure against my spell. So it's going to take 6d6 against psychic damage. It has disadvantage. I give that advantage to who's next? Who comes next in the initiative order? Whoever's next. Braso. Yeah, Braso's about to fight this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my God, 7 psychic damage.
Oh, come on.
I know, right?
That's all right.
7 psychic damage.
So at this point, that is going to bring us over to Dr. Hill, who has just seen Thunderbuck run in and charge in cast a spell, following up Roscoe. What would you like to do, sir?
I will roll out. No. I will roll out, pop off a shot with the old faithful here. Crossbow.
That's what
Oh
the
my God.
advantage is.
Oh, that's what the advantage. Okay, so
It has so little life left. It has 16 life left.
it has 16 left. So gonna
Do
take.
it.
It's gonna take another 5. That's 6.
6 points.
Oh boy.
And then I rush in with the whip.
Get it.
Yes.
Shoot her.
30.
Bring it down!
It is 10 life.
Bring it down!
It might cast Disintegrate here in just a second on one of you.
Oh, come here, die 6. All right, and
Ah,
It has 2 life remaining.
Grendel.
Grindlebrew, it's all you.
As these halflings just charge in, casting spells and throwing elbows and whips and swords. Grindlebrew, what would you like to do, sir?
Okay. Let's do guiding bolt because it's fun. So Grindlebrew is gonna use his divine focus for his newest divine focus for the first time, and he's gonna use. I know what it is. He gets out from his bag this like file of papers, and written on it is like divorce, and he just like whacks out with the divorce papers using his guiding bolt towards this creature. It's going to be the first roll is a 23 to hit.
Can you do 2 points of damage, Will Jones?
I can do better than that. I can do 9 points of radiant damage as I just smack him down with the divorce papers. Die!
Describe your killing blow.
It jokes on bureaucracy.
You're like, suddenly the beholder realizes all the litigation and paperwork and everything's going to lose during this procedure, and it gets smacked with the papers, just decides to die. It's just easier.
I believe he gets a Constitution saving throw. So let's see if it does die. And,
Radiant damage.
Nope, it's decimated. It is radiant damage. You're correct. So, and it didn't make the save anyway. So yeah, absolutely decimated this thing, and it just falling down from the wall, bits of like just tar from leftover from the remnants of this creature. And in front of you guys, very, very, very clearly, not put on a pedestal, no extravagance about it, just laying on the floor. Because, as you have been told, it was just simply moved here away from everything else, is a purple, glowing, pulsing sort of cube-like structure. Inside of it, you can see little black swirls, kind of similar to that tar, twirling and twisting about. And you can feel, Roscoe, just that pulling and pulsing in your head, blocking everything else out.
I want more of that sound, please.
So Roscoe will let the sword kind of lead him forward and go over to this cube. And does he get the impression that he's supposed to like strike this thing? Like, do I feel like the sword just feels like hate for that object?
It doesn't feel hate.
Oh, okay.
But you for the first time, it's not a sentient feeling. It's just you want to destroy this crystal.
Okay. Oh yeah,
it's not like talking to you or anything like that. Yes,
right.
destroy the crystal. It's nothing like that.
Yes,
But
my precious.
You feel like, yeah, like this certainly is capable of destroying this.
It's like it's actually Grindlebrew whispering, "Destroy the crystal. Go on, blow up, do it. Go on."
It's a new year, Roscoe. Be a new
New year, Roscoe.
And yeah, so Roscoe just calmly strides right up to this thing, one-handed, and just brings Sensiver over his head and strikes down on the crystal as hard as he can.
I need everybody in this room. I need everybody in this room to give me a dexterity saving throw, followed by a constitution saving throw. The DC on the dexterity saving throw is going to be 15. And the DC on the constitution saving throw is going to be 17.
I just want to quote Cody for a second. Head north, there's a beholder. You feel like you want to blow up this crystal. Everybody roll me a
Everybody make a save.
I love it.
The natural 4. Don't forget you have inspiration.
Wow.
You roll it instead anyway.
Wow.
So I failed the deck save. I want to use inspiration on the con save.
Yeah, I use my inspiration on the dex. I always forget to use it, so I might as well.
I passed the dex.
Not as a help.
On the con also. Why are you not rolling, you piece of crap? Boom! Glad I did.
Okay.
I passed both.
If you failed or passed the con save, just keep that in mind. I'll talk to you about that here later. If you failed the dexterity saving throw, there's going to be just kind of this purple explosion that rifles off from this as you bring the sword down. It literally hits in, and it kind of like stops the sword, and then suddenly you feel the like, and it just fires out this huge wave of energy, throwing you guys all back. You are going to take either full or half that in bludgeoning. 18. As you guys literally get rocketed off your feet and slam into the wall behind you. Those of you guys who missed the wall are going to slam into the wall all the way even further back. So it is going to just this huge just releases of energy. And as the kind of almost smoke dissipates here, the light, the first thing that you notice, Roscoe, as you kind of come to and roll over, is that the light from Sensover has tinted a little bit. And it is sort of pulsing up and down. In the bottom of it, you see that it has a small gem encrusted into the hilt now.
It wasn't there before?
Was not there before.
I believe that we've done it.
I hope so, because that didn't
Whoa.
feel so great.
That felt pretty awesome. What the hell was that thing?
I don't know, but it's apparently right there now.
Oh. Oh.
Now, if we just collect the other stones, I can wipe out half the universe.
End game.
Not even gonna say it. Not even gonna say it. That was remarkable. I wish my body didn't ache so badly, but that was remarkable.
Anyone else wish Gregor was here to see that?
Nope.
In front of you stands a figure. Two figures, in fact, two familiar figures. The Lich Lord Pegar Pakshar and his vampire councilman, Vermili Dorath, suddenly appear down here.
So, it is done.
Yeah, we did your dirty work.
Yeah.
And many thanks to you for that. As promised, I have held the portal open for you to return to your world.
Cool.
Well, at least you're a man of your word,
Thank you.
whatever you are.
Let's not trouble this gentleman any further. Nor his friend.
Thanks,
He
guys.
turns.
You've given me a new lease on life.
He turns and he looks over at Rothilian and says,
As promised, I will accept you as my apprentice.
What?
Wait. Hang on a minute.
That's
"That
all well
is
and
a
good,
most
but
gracious offer, and I am happy that you have chosen me worthy."
What?
He turns, Rothilian immediately turns over to you guys while you're kind of flabbergasted here. "I have seen many moons, and I am growing older. I do not wish to perish from this world yet. There is much more that I can contribute.
I don't know about that. I mean, your contributions were
Remaining
mediocre.
here in Masnagrax, into the city of the undead. I hope you understand my predicament.
Mate,
Respect my choice."
you know what I do? I was old. I almost died. I did die. But now I feel not a day older than 800. So hopefully this guy here can, get you a similar deal.
Is there any word you want us to get to anyone? Are your affairs in order?
My affairs have been taken care of, indeed.
You need my cousin to look over your library for you while you're gone?
Consider me an ally here remaining in the Shadow Vale. Perhaps still you will find use of me here should you return. And for some reason, and he looks over kind of at the Lich Lord here, I feel that you will be returning here to the Shadow Vale. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small bag. And he hands it over to whoever's closest, probably Roscoe. "Take this. It is a sending stone for you to be able to reach me."
Okay. And he takes the bag from him and kind of ties it to his pouch or his belt.
And he turns the wand and he flips it over and hands that to Huell.
feels like fire and ice.
I have no need of these things.
Are you ready to return?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot to digest and talk about when we get back.
Sure.
Well, we are very happy that you have made such progress here. Allowing a living creature to leave willingly in the city of the undead That is something even I did not think I would live to see.
So, quick word of advice here. So, if we go to these other places, we should be finding something similar. Yes.
I would imagine, yes, you will find more anchors, though I do not know where.
We've
We'll figure it out.
got a good idea.
And he kind of pats the pocket he has the map in.
We should make it up as we go along.
More or less. Now, there was one matter, Rothillian, we came down here on the assumption that you would help us get back through the large city full of drow and a giant mountain serpent. Any way you can get us back to Valgrim quickly?
He reaches in and he pulls out the second teleportation spell on the scroll. I do not know if you will be capable of putting this to use, but perhaps it shall aid you in your journey.
Well, I can always give it a shot.
Are you ready?
I was ready like yesterday.
Yeah, it's time to
I've been ready since
depart.
today.
The second you say, yes, I'm ready, you feel like the room sort of spin and you feel like your bodies are being pulled and twisted and pulled into sort of a thin, wispy air. And then, boom, you find yourselves back atop the tower in that original room that you guys entered into with the portal behind you. And looking in, you can see the original tower that you guys climbed in the city of Permath.
So what's the what about all the black shit coming out of the portal? What does it look like?
Doesn't look like there's anything there.
Just straight up gone?
Just straight up gone from what you guys can peer in and see.
Oh, well, guys, at least we did it.
Yeah.
But at what cost? What cost?
At what cost indeed? Well, it tell you it wasn't necessarily borne by us. I feel bad about Gregor. We didn't know him that well, and he seemed kind of like a real kiss ass. So,
You know, yeah, it was a shame and all, but, you know, needs must.
yeah, it was terrible what happened to him, but there's nothing any of us could have done.
Nothing
about
any of
it.
us could have done. It was irreversible twist of fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were pretty fast with that hammer. I don't think any of us could.
No, I don't think you could. I mean, even if you tried, you know, I was really going for him right there. You know, I was right next
Well,
to him.
in
and
a way, it's the goddess's fault. It's not even Gregor.
No. I'm just the goddess is moving through me. You know, like music or
Now,
things that move through me.
I normally wouldn't go in for all this, but we should probably collaborate a story when we go back. You know, you remember how we used to get caught in the farmer's, apple orchard all the time, and we'd all have a different story, and we get caught every time.
Yeah,
Maybe we
and
should
then,
not do that.
and then I'd be the one to be like, no, we were actually just stealing it, and I'm sorry. And
Ugh. Yeah, we should probably not do that.
yeah,
Huell's got the scroll out during this time, and he's seeing if he thinks he can attempt a casting.
honestly, I think that Grindlebrew should handle this.
I agree.
And that sounds preferable.
Yep, agreed.
I
Dwarf
would-
business.
I honestly would rather not get myself intertwined in this struggle.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't implicate you guys at all.
Grendel, what are the laws in your dwarven hold for bashing someone's head in when they try to hug you?
Well, it's a very grey area, actually. Very grey area indeed. Yep. So,
Are you
hey,
done yet?
I've got another 5 minutes of this, so that's okay. And we'll be right with you, Paxman. Pac-Man. What's your name?
I thought we were already out of here.
I thought we were.
He's literally just standing there watching you guys argue about what you're going to tell them about Gregor being.
Oh, I thought we were in the tower.
No,
Yeah,
you guys hadn't gone through the portal yet.
Oh,
So
I see.
Let me know if you guys go through the portal.
Yeah, we go through the portal. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I thought we were having
After
this
he's like,
apartment.
"Are you done yet?" You know, you guys step in the portal.
I've got somewhere to be. I've got dinner reservations.
Where are the other trucks going?
As you guys step through the portal,
Want to play a game?
I need all of you guys to make me a reflex save.
Nah, I can't do that, Cody. It doesn't exist.
One of the last reflex save.
I can't make a reflex
The
save.
DC is very simple. It's only 10.
Yay!
That'll be a
There's
9.
4.
Oh wait, that was a 1. I get to re-roll that.
Yeah, that's
Oh my god! Natural
luck of the
4.
halfling there.
Amazing.
Boom!
Yeah, 12. There you go.
So, as you step in through the portal, one after another, boom, 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 you guys are walking through, and the portal closes up behind you. The tower is only half there. What you got, the little bit that you guys could see through the tower is, like that. It looked fine. But as you guys kind of step in, you turn, the tower is completely, like, almost cut in half onto, like, just holes all throughout it, riddled. It is barely standing at this point, and you kind of bump into each other as you kind of fumble through the portal. And unfortunately, Dr. Braso Hill, you make a plummet of 40 feet to the ground. So you want to roll me a 46, buddy.
Oh,
As you're
great.
not able to catch yourself.
I even get to roll my own damage. Nice.
Yeah, that's a fun thing that I like to do for players, so they know it's fair.
All right.
Ah,
Well, that's,
very,
That's
very
not bad
easy.
at all.
that works out really good because I roll shitty. So
And you plummet to the ground and smash into the floor down below. As you guys look out and onto Permath, it is ablaze in fire. It is absolutely ablaze in fire, and smoke is billowing and filling up the top bit of the cave, reaching all the way up. And because there is so much fire, for the first time, you guys can genuinely see Permath in all of its former glory. Around you, at your feet, you can see dead bodies of Dwarven Vagram soldiers alongside dead bodies of Drow elite warriors.
I was just gonna say.
You can hear echoes of battle ringing out all around you in the city down below. And the most noticeable thing is the giant beast Shirtilra is dead. It has been cut in half
Nice.
by some sort of,
Whee!
flame, like some sort of fire has literally singed it into two separate parts. And that is where we are going to end for tonight.
Beautiful.
Woo! Shatura is
I want
dead.
to go back to the dead now. Whatever killed
Right.
Shakira and cut it in half.
Shakira.
Those hips don't lie. She's dead.
Oh boy, boy. Well, my friends, that's what we're going to end tonight's session. What an episode. That was eventful. We went for a lot then.
Things happen for sure.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, there were ups, there were downs, there were in-betweens. Whew.
The Gregor just wasn't what I mean, I thought I'm gonna give him this choice and this big character development, and then just fucking
what I
went
was
for it.
hoping.
buddy.
Beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
You
It was
go
so
in, or you go hard in Grindlebrew's. I love new Grindlebrew.
Grindlebrew's new motto. We're
We
not,
could very
we're not fucking
literally-
around anymore.
We're not fucking around anymore.
This is
Gentlemen, of course, you will level up when you have a moment to
Beautiful.
rest.
Woo! Nice, awesome. Well, yeah, that was fun. Shall we? Thanks sponsors once again for tonight's episode. I guess thank you to Fancy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice for running all these cool maps that we've been seeing today, and of course the Dungeon Painter Studio. Links down below for both of those for all the sexy maps that Cody's been doing for today, in which we've all been dying upon, fighting beholders upon, and Jesus. This is a fun dungeon, I have to say. I like this one a lot. It was funny because we went through the first room with specters, and it was like, oh god, no! And then we got walk into a couple of other rooms, it's like, oh wait, It's kind of easy.
It's fine.
And then,
Spectres are tough.
yeah, Spectres.
Once you get that first party death out of the way,
Yeah.
you know,
It's no big deal.
Rip that band-aid off.
Yeah, rip that right off. But any other things before we head off here today, guys?
I got nothing.
Cool.
No.
No Fury, right? Because Fury finished.
Fury. So Fury just did their finale. So if you guys are catching up on Fury, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but it just did its seasonal finale. I believe it didn't end in TPK. I'm not going to tell you. I believe that they are going to come back for a season 2. So we're in talks with the cast if you guys like Fury, and so there's some production things that we want to talk about and make sure it lines up for everybody's schedule. But all in all, we believe that there will be a Monday night game coming back. So stay tuned to the Twitters and hear for more information on that.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's all from me. Obviously, you got to stay nerdy.
Oh, you bastard.
Great show, everybody. So same time next week for next episode of Save or Dice.
And 2 attacks. Sorry, that's all I
Oh yes, War Priest. Beautiful. All right, guys. That's all I think. So good night, everyone. Good night. Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Stay nerdy.
Goodbye.